Okay, I want to talk about what you're going to be learning in our program. Now, first of all, I actually had a university come to me, and they wanted me to create an online physical education course through the use of martial arts. This is actually how my program began a long time ago, okay? I like the idea of teaching at a university level. I was already an adjunct professor. I love the idea of being able to teach this to a broader level to students on the opposite side of the continent or on the opposite side of the world or wherever, okay? But what I was running into was I was having problems on seeing how the students were actually going to be testing on what they were physically learning. And what this university was telling me, was, Master Purcell, don't worry about it. We're not focused as much on what they're learning physically. We're more concerned with their mental aspects. So their midterm and the final, that's going to be more on the papers that we get into, the books that they're going to be reading and all that stuff. And basically, what they're learning physically, that's just all a bonus, okay? And again, I like the idea of a whole bunch of students learning this, but I didn't want to water down the martial arts. I wanted to make sure that if these students were taking a course, they were forced to learn it, okay, period, okay? So again, I wanted to do this, but I didn't want to be a part of something that was going to degrade the martial arts, okay? That's how I started thinking about this. And from that day forward, I was trying to figure out, I like this idea. How can I teach this? How can I actually have all of my material that I would teach in my regular martial arts class, how could I have all of that curriculum fit into a program where a student in their home could practice this and learn this, okay? So the point is, what you're going to be learning from this program is a lot, is very in-depth. There's a lot to this program, okay? The point is, everything that we have in the white belt level in my martial arts school is the same in this program. Now, there are different drills and there are some different exercises, but the bottom line is the skills that you are going to be learning are the same, period. Okay? So, this is to give you an example of some of the stuff you're going to be learning in our program. Okay? First of all, every belt level, we're going to be learning basic techniques. We're going to be learning new kicks, new hand strikes, new blocks, new stances. Okay? And again, each and every belt level, there's something new. There's always going to be new kicks that we're going to get into, and always new hand strikes and all that, okay? We're also going to be getting into stances. We're going to be getting into footwork drills, okay? And footwork drills are fantastic, not just for martial arts, but in any sport you do, okay? Any sport you do, they're fantastic, okay? Period. Footwork is very, very critical, okay? So we've got footwork, stances drill, and all that. We've got pumse. Pumse is the Korean word for forms, okay? And if you don't know what a form is, a form is kind of like a dance, only there's no music and you don't have a partner, but if you did have a partner, you'd be beating them up. But other than that, it's exactly the same thing, okay? A pumse is a set pattern, okay? So you're going to be learning something starting from one position. Okay? What you're doing is from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next. Stances are incorporated, what one hand is doing, what your opposite hand is doing. You're putting your kicks and your hand strikes, you're putting everything together, okay? And we have a number of different types of forms. We have a number of different types of pumse. Some of them have to do with more of the traditional martial arts. Some of them have to do with more of the sport aspect of Taekwondo. So some of those forms focus more on kicks. And we have other forms that focus entirely on self-defense principles, self-defense tactics, okay? So we have a lot of different forms that the students are going to be getting into and learning, okay? We also have one-steps, okay? And one-steps are kind of like a mini form, okay? It's a block and a punch, all in one technique. It's a block and a palm strike, okay? It's a block and then a kick, okay? And the point is to start memorizing these patterns that just flow very well, very quickly together, okay? So the idea is, as we get older, if we are attacked, okay, and somebody does throw a punch, just by reacting, we are trying to stop this person from harming us, from hurting us, okay? So we have one-steps that are fantastic for learning combinations, okay? Along those lines, students are going to be learning to put their own combinations together. They're going to be finding what techniques work well for them. The point of this is, each and every one of us, we're a little different. Our bodies are different, okay? So what combination works well for me might be a little different for you, okay? So each student is going to start making up their own combinations, finding their fluidity, finding how their kicks and their punches and their hand strikes and their blocks flow together, okay? So we've got that. We've got releases. Releases are if somebody grabs you, how to get out of it. If somebody's holding on to you, how to get away from that, even if they're larger, even if they're stronger, how to get out of that, okay? We've got paddle drills, okay? Again, our program comes with a kicking paddle, okay? So you're gonna learn how to kick the paddle. We're gonna show how to do different hand strikes, work on different blocks with the kicking paddle, okay? This is to work on our power, it's to work on our accuracy, hand-eye coordination, okay? There's a lot to this, and the paddle drills are a lot of fun. It's a fantastic workout, and they're very enjoyable, okay? So we've got paddle drills. We've got balancing drills, okay? We've got fitness and exercise drills. We've got strength conditioning, cardio. We've got stretching drills. Students are going to be learning terminology, okay? We are learning Taekwondo, which comes from Korea. So to show respect to Korea, we're going to get into some of the basic terminology, a little bit of the culture of Korea, okay? Not the religion, nothing like that. Again, the culture, okay? So we're going to get into terms. What does Taekwondo mean, okay? How do you say thank you in Korean, okay? So some basic terminology. We're going to be talking about respect, okay? How it's so important, why it's so important, how we work on it, how we practice it, all that. We're going to be getting into self-control, perseverance. We're going to talk about self-defense, okay? The point is, I can keep going here, there's a lot to this program, okay? I am trying to show you, this is a very in-depth curriculum, okay? This isn't something that you just kind of dabble around in here or there, and that's that. There's a lot to this, okay? So, every belt level, each and every belt level, we have more stuff. We have new stuff. We have new drills. We have new exercises, okay? The first level, we have the kicking paddle. The next belt level, there's a second kicking paddle. Then we have a shield. Then we have hand targets. As you get higher up, you're actually going to be able to learn different weapons, okay? They're foam weapons, okay? Some students, if they want wooden weapons, you can do that, okay? Obviously, parents, you're going to have to find out if that's okay or not, or if this is something that needs to be brought outside or whatever, okay? The point is, every belt level we go through, we have extra things, we have new things, we have things that are going to challenge and push the student, okay? So very simply, there's a lot to it, okay? There's a good amount to it. Bottom line is you're in good hands and you're going to be learning some fantastic and amazing skills.